guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is JoJo Palacio, and on this channel we talk about all things beauty. I am so excited for today's video for two reasons. The first being, obviously this look, we killed it. I mean, I feel like with Valentine's Day being 2 to 3 weeks away, we are absolutely going to look for looks like this that are a soft, glam, cut, crease, easy, affordable, drugstore makeup. All of the above with this look. So I hope that you're looking forward to that. And the second reason I am excited, that should have been the first, but you know, whatever, is because we are in the second week of our 8-week giveaway marathon. Last week we gave away a Morphy Fluidity brush and sponge trio. This week we are giving away this guy right here. If you missed my affordable drugstore makeup haul, I will link it above. I talked about this in detail. I pulled it out, show you the holder, show you the brushes, but basically you are getting this brush set right here. It is a 12-piece brush set with both face and eyeshadow brushes. I'm so excited for you guys, and in the spirit of giving you a brush set, I also wanted to throw in this guy right here. This is a Sephora Collection Animal Eyes eyeshadow palette. It has some really pretty shades. It is an 8-pan matte and shimmer shade palette that I want to give away to you guys, my subscribers. I want growth this year. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this marathon, hopefully. And so in hopes of doing that with you guys, I am giving away a ton of stuff in the next few weeks. The details to the giveaway will be listed down below throughout the giveaway marathon under each video. That way you know exactly how to enter, what the rules are, and what I'm giving away. So now that I've got that done, if you are interested in creating this Valentine's Day super girly, soft glam inspired look, then just continue to watch and subscribe. All right guys, so let's get started on this eye look. I'm super excited because we are using some of my BoxyCharm items. I know that I did a cute little video on IG just kind of briefly showing you what I got in my BoxyCharm for the month of January, but this is more of like a detailed look on that. So we're gonna start off with the P. Louise eye base. I like to just place that on the eyelid with my finger first, just to kind of warm the product up. And then once I've warmed it up a little bit and applied it to the lid, I'm gonna take a brush. This one is by Morphy. And just to smudge it and blend it out thinly. I don't like this to be too layered on the eyelid. So once we've got that blended out and kind of spread out thinly over the eyelid, I don't like to use too much. We're going to set it so that we can work powder on powder. To set it, I'm just gonna use one of my favorite setting powders for the face, the Charlotte Tilbury, and a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush. And what I'm gonna do is just pat that on all over the lid very generously. So for the eyes today, we are using this Ciate the Velvet palette. This is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. It's got a little bit of mattes and shimmers and glitters. It's very silky and very pretty, guys. Like, I'm obsessed with this palette. And so today we are using some of my new brushes that I got in the most recent affordable makeup haul. That haul is the reason why I am doing a 8-week giveaway marathon. You guys are coming into it in the second week. So this week's giveaway prize is going to be a BH Cosmetics box brush set. So I did talk about it in the intro. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and entered the giveaway already, go ahead and do so now. Now that that was said, let's go into this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use a Morphe X Jeffree Star JS12 brush. It's a nice small brush that's precise for what we're about to do. And I'm going to pick up this shade that's right here in the palette. These eyeshadows are very silky, very easy to work with, but I do want a more detailed brush to start this off because we're going to do this very cut crease moment. And so what I'm going to do is tilt my head back a little bit and just put this shade right into the crease area and flick that up on the end as I go. It doesn't have to be neat to start off with. What we're gonna do is really focus on the pigment, really focus on the blend, and then once we've got that where we want it, we're gonna clean it up again with that eye base. So here's a trick to this. You wanna have your head tilted back and you wanna blend the shadows up instead of down, because we're gonna just clean up and erase all of that anyways. It's gonna look rough before it looks better. I will say that, so just keep that in mind as you're blending this out. Don't get discouraged. Okay, and before you start to blend things out, because I noticed myself start to do that, we're gonna switch over to a much larger, fluffier blending brush. This is the Morphy JS5, and we're gonna pick up this shade that's right here in this lower corner. So this shade's gonna help us blow that up, blend it out, really help us to get this uniform, smooth blend on that eyelid. Very light pressure here, guys. Continue to tilt your head back. That encourages the placement of the color and the shadows to be above higher in the crease versus on the lid. This is pretty blown up right now, and so what I want to do is continue to blend up as we go. We're going to switch to a little bit smaller of a blending brush, and I know you guys like these step-by-step tutorials, so I'm going to show you the difference in the brushes. So this is the first blending brush that we were working with, and this is a new one right here. This blending brush is just going to help me focus more on a specific area that's directly below the brow, but I don't want it to go too high up on the brow because we're going to use this shade right here to continue our blending. When you're working with brushes, you want to make sure that you're using the more darker the color, the smaller the brush, and as you are trying to blow things up or cover larger areas, then you go on to larger brushes. So keep that in mind. I like to just recommend my clients make things easier for themselves, remembering that tip. And so this brush is a blending brush, but it's more flat than what your typical blending brush would be. And the shade that I'm using to blend this out with is so nice and almost invisible, so I can be a little careless with it, which is what I'm going to recommend you do, because it's all about the blend at this point. Yes, we want to make sure that we're being neat and precise, but you also want to make sure that you are blending. Blending is key. All right, guys, so we are looking pretty messy and gross right now, and I understand what you're feeling. I do, because I feel it too. But we're gonna go in and we're gonna clean up after ourselves using that base. So I'm gonna just put a little bit more of that eye base on the back of my hand, because I'm gonna work with it a little at a time. And I'm going to take a flat brush. This one right here is part of that brush set that I purchased from Morphy, and I'm just gonna prepare it, warm it up, whatever you want to call it, build it up on the back of my hand first, and then we're going to go into the eyelid. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do as I usually do for like a half cut crease, except we are just going to load up the brush and we're going to commit and go the whole way. I like to start off in this inner corner and go up a decent amount and then stop for a minute and just let it mark itself out by looking up towards the roof. Once that does that, then I feel comfortable knowing exactly how far I'm gonna take this, and we can start carving it out using swiping motions, pulling down towards your eyelid. All right, guys, so now that we're starting to kind of look put together, what we're gonna do is go into a fluffy blending brush that has zero color in it, and we're going to just blend out this top part a little more to help us look a little more put together. I know that there are concerns in this area here. We're gonna address those in a second, but let's just blend out everything as much as we can, smooth it out. Perfect. I do have a scar in this area, guys, and it's gonna look patchy. I have that struggle, sorry. I'm just going to go in and fix it. Just kind of want to mention that to you guys so you don't feel frustrated or alone if something doesn't work out right. It is what it is. So I'm gonna use a nice, fine, it is a liner brush, and I'm gonna pick up that brown that we first started with, build it up quite nice, and then using whatever setting spray that you have, I'm using this Morphy setting spray, we're gonna spritz that a little bit, and we're gonna make it almost like a liquid liner with this setting spray. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mark and define this cut crease with that eyeshadow. This is where we're at now after we've already like reinforced that line. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So what we're gonna do next is just really fix this area that's right here. I don't want it to go up as high as it is. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is recarve out my brow, and I'm gonna use my Benefit Boing Concealer to just emphasize that bottom part of the brow line so it lifts it back up and it's not so connected. So literally do it as if you were just cleaning up underneath of your brow. Don't think of it as anything else. All right, guys, so once you are where it's carved up and cleaned up and not so connected to the eyelid, what we're going to do is we are going to do the actual lid itself. For the lid, we are mixing a combination of colors. I'm gonna start by putting this one all over the lid, and then we're gonna just come over here and use that guy in the center of the lid to really help give it this glittery, sparkly look. I don't even know what to call this. I wanna call this more of like a Valentine's Day look, a Galentine's Day look, a cute look. I don't even know what to call this, but all I know is I'm about it. So I'm gonna use a nice flat shader brush. My go-to is this from BH Cosmetics. And I'm gonna just outline that lid shade almost like if we were cutting the crease again, but with this shadow, so that we keep to that line. And then I'm gonna just flip this brush over and pick up that second shade we talked about, and we are going to just pack this into the eyelid, focusing on the center, but I did blend it into the inner corner a little bit, just to even that out. So we're gonna go back to that liner brush, and that's how we're gonna connect or create that shape that we see in that lower part of that cut crease. Taking it from where it stops here and just bringing it down as if it were a winged liner. All right, so I zoomed you guys out a little bit so we can start on complexion. For complexion today, I'm pretty excited because I made a promise to myself for you guys to stick to affordable products that you will love and incorporate them a little more into my routine, and I did. So here we are, people. We are using today for priming Rare Beauty and Dr. Brandt Pores No More. To me, Rare Beauty is on the more affordable spectrum of at Sephora. It is just such a good illuminating primer, so I'm gonna start with that all over my face. I am going for more of a dewy, radiant type of look. In Florida for the first time all year, it has been pretty cool, pretty decent weather. So my skin can totally afford to go more of that dewy, luminous route. So we're doing it. We are absolutely doing it today. And then for the midsection, I still want poreless. I still want no budging, no what are pores, who created those type of situations. We're just gonna work my Dr. Brandt Pores No More into the center of the face, and then if for whatever reason there is oil production today, we are going to control it with this guy as well. So next for foundation, we are using a drugstore option. Actually, I want to stop for a minute and let you guys know that this is going up Wednesday. On Sunday, there is going to be a my favorite affordable drugstore concealers. I'm gonna pick 5, which should be pretty easy. I have my go-to concealers, and I think it's under 5 concealers. So we're gonna talk about that this week as well. But today we're using this guy right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. I have it in the shade 220. I am not quite as tan as I normally am, so I'm hoping, really hoping that this is a good color. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is that it does not have a pump, so I have to kind of like guesstimate the pour. This is obviously way too much foundation, I feel like, for me, but we will see. I am gonna take that on the back of my M439 by Morphy. So we're gonna work this in and stipple into the skin. Oh, color is perfect. I can already tell that this finish is exactly what I'm going for today. I've been wanting to do something a little more dewy, a little more radiant. I'm in that mood, but I feel like this honestly for me is the perfect time of the year to do that. You don't want to be dewy during the summer because you get that way already, right? Is anybody else? Is it just me, or does anybody else feel that? Like, comment down below and tell me, or you're just maybe a matte girl all year round. I would respect that too. So, but I like radiance. I'm not against radiance. I'm not anti-radiance. I just like to do it during the winter. So this foundation is so pretty. You can see the dewiness, you can see the radiance. The fact that it is under $5, I think it's like 5 something at Walmart, is ridiculous. It is such a pretty finish. It is such a good coverage, buildable, and this brush is amazing. I'm just gonna throw that in there, that this brush is one of the items in a trio kit that I'm giving away during this 8-week marathon of giveaways. So again, if you have not already, I will leave the link below in the description box. Head over and follow the rules to enter this giveaway because you don't wanna miss it. It's some good stuff that I'm giving away. All right, so let's move on to our concealer and contour. We have an affordable drugstore combination here. This is my Wet n Wild Call Me Maple contour stick. I am obsessed with this. Such a good way to just bronze up your skin, contour up your skin. I love cream contours for the face because it really just reiterates, reinforces the powders once you go to do your setting. Okay, so for concealer, we're using another one of my affordable drugstore options. This is definitely gonna be in Sunday's video, so don't miss out. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. This is the Morphy Fluidity Concealer. I really do like this concealer. It is a matte finish concealer, which is gonna help me to control a lot of the oils as well throughout the day. Even though I'm using a dewy complexion, I want to make sure that I'm reinforcing my oils and my T-zone with proper products. So this is how I do it. I'm gonna use the shade C2.15, and this is gonna go in the smaller triangle, which I consider to be in this inner area here. This is gonna help me color correct, offset any of the purple, blue undertones that may come. You wanna use this as a color correcting tone almost to help you kind of control all of that. As part of the smaller triangle, you're just keeping it directly underneath of the eye and starting to blend in a little more of that nose contour. Look at how cute we look. And so after I'm done concealing, I personally like to highlight. So I'm gonna take the same concealer in the shade C1.55, and I am going to do this in the larger triangle. So that's gonna be reinforcing this inner corner just to take away any shadows. And then a little further out here, to help us clean up any outer corner messiness, and then also to help bring light to the high points of the face. So I'm gonna put this up a little higher on the forehead, and then the chin just to even things out, and the center of the nose. Okay, we are concealed up, honey. I love this. I love the fact that this concealer is full coverage, inexpensive, and it is not super mattifying in my opinion. I don't feel like it dries my skin out like other concealers that I do use that are mattifying, but you know. So next up, we are going to set this under eye area, and what I like to do is set it with a pressed powder and then a loose powder. For pressed powder, we are taking this guy right here, which is my absolute favorite pressed powder right now. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. I'm gonna pick this up with a brush, a tapered brush, and we're just gonna push this under the eye area here. And then right after you press the powders in, we are going to bake them a little bit. So I'm gonna take my JoJo powder combination, which is a mix of my favorite drugstore affordable loose powders mixed into this guy right here. I mix them because I like the color, the finish that it gives, but I also like the formula. This has not failed me. Like on their own, the colors are just not right for me. So I mostly mixed it for the color, but the finish is just epic. All right guys, so while we are baking, what I'm gonna do is go back into our palette and use the first brown shade and then blend it out with that second orangey shade to help us kind of define and tie together this eye look. I'm gonna put some mascara on, and then I'm gonna use my favorite BH Cosmetics Power Pencil in beige in the waterline. So let me wrap up the eyes and I'll be back to finish complexion. All right guys, so under eyes are done. I am loving the way if you have not tried a pink or a white or a beige liner, first of all, BH Cosmetics, super inexpensive, super good formula, but it just opens up the eyes, especially when you've got a look like this that may seem like it's a lot. It just chef's kiss, so good. All right, so let's go ahead and use a little bit of a bronzing moment. I'm gonna take this guy, which is the Wet n Wild Megaglo Contouring Palette in the shade Caramel Toffee. So I'm gonna take this with a JH05, and this is really just reinforcing. And no, I have not yet wiped away the baking powder. I like to leave that on as I'm going in and contouring because it really does help to blend and smooth things out. And then also going back into that same brush we used for the Charlotte Tilbury, I'm just gonna turn it over. We're gonna just dust off a lot of the bakage with the banana powder that is in this palette. So we need to just do our blush and our highlight with lips now. And before I do, I'm gonna go into my setting spray. This is the Morphy Continuous Setting Mist. It's like their holiday collection. It has a scent that I do not hate. It is just very strong. So if you don't like scented. I don't know, I don't think that it's similar to their original. Comment down below and tell me if this has been the same scent and I just don't know it because I feel played. Okay, so let's do blush. For blush today, I'm using another item from my BoxyCharm. This is the Laura Geller High Def Glow in Heart of Gold. Look at how pretty these two are. Ugh, buttery looking. Oh my word, guys. I just loaded up the brush. This is a Morphy brush that I just got in the haul. And I loaded it up with this first shade called Sparkle. And bruh, watch this. So pretty. Again, BoxyCharm. So next up, we are going to do a blush, and I wanted to try something. This is the Morphy highlighter palette, but there's a few shades in there. They're a little too dark for me, like these guys, and I wanted to try them as blush. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to take the shade Comet, which looks like this right here, and just blend that in between the bronzer and the highlight to see what it does, which I don't think is much. It's pretty, but I feel like I need something a little more with more substance, not so much glimmer and shine because it's not really catching in the light. So I'm gonna take this Tarte blush in Party, and I'm just going to put that right over top to just give it some substance. We look cute, oh whatever, we look cute. Okay, I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. So let's wrap it up by putting on some lips. Shall we do that on camera? I think we shall. So we're doing this guy right here, which is the NYX Suede Lip Liner in the shade Sandstorm. So as you guys can tell, this is like my lip color, but better, I feel like. And then we're gonna take this guy right here, which is the NYX Lingerie in the shade NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick in the shade, what is this? Lace Detail. I love that. We're gonna top it off with a little bit of gloss. We're using the Marc Jacobs Enamored. All right, guys, so that is it for today's look. I am absolutely obsessed with the way that it turned out. I feel like with Valentine's Day just being a couple of weeks away, this is absolutely a look to consider for Valentine's Day. It is romantic. I felt like it was pretty simple, and I hope that you like this detailed step-by-step tutorial. I feel like I want to gear my tutorials towards not just beginners, but clients who are trying to get better at their skill, get better at eyeshadow. I feel like that is one of the questions that I get asked so often at Sephora is, I want to get better at my eyeshadow. I don't know how to do my eyeshadow. I'm pretty confident with my base, but I want to do more with my eyeshadow. So I feel like that is what my tutorial is going to be focused on, is just taking you step by step through each eye look, and then also giving you tips and tricks on how to get your complexion to just be that much better. I hope that you guys like this tutorial. Like always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post every Wednesday and Sunday, twice a week, every single week. Plus, we're doing a giveaway. You are joining us on the second week of our 8-week giveaway marathon, and I hope that you guys will participate. The rules will be listed below in the description box, and don't forget that we are giving away a BH Cosmetics gift set of brushes, and I'm also throwing in a Sephora Collection eyeshadow palette, so don't miss out.